again, another solving multi-step equation. We're going to do the same process that we did the first time, just apply it to another problem. Okay, so our first step is to always simplify. Now in this problem, we don't have any like terms yet, but we do have the distributive property over here. So with the distributive property, we're going to take our coefficient and we're going to multiply it to both terms inside the parentheses. And we're going to show our work by doing the rainbow, where we draw it from the coefficient to each of the terms. So 6 times r is 6r. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. I'm going to recopy the rest of my problem. Okay, so now I'm still looking to see if I'm done with all my simplifying. But if I look now, I have two different like terms. So now I'm going to try to combine this negative 8r and this 6r. So when I do that, negative 8 plus 6 is a negative 2. So negative 2r minus 24 is equal to negative 28 minus 3r. Okay, so now everything is as simplified as it can be. So now we're going to start solving the multi-step equation by using inverse operations. So we're going to draw that bar down that center. And let's look at step 2. So I'm going to try to get my variables on my left, my constants on my right. So let's move my constants first. I have a negative 28. The inverse operation, remember negative is the same as subtraction, would be to add. So I'm going to add 28 to both sides. Negative 28 plus 28 is 0. So that's gone from over here. I'm going to copy down my negative 3r. And whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So I'm going to add 28 over here. Negative 24 plus 28 is going to be a positive 4. And bring down my negative 2r. So now let's try to move my variables. The inverse operation of subtraction or negative is addition. I'm going to add 2r to both sides. And I have negative r, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, is equal to 4. Now, we might think that that r is by itself right now, but it still has that negative out in front of it. And we recognize this as to be a negative 1. So the inverse of that would be to divide by negative 1. And what that's going to do is make the r value just positive. R, or the variable, must always be positive in the end. That's how we know it's simplified. So I'm going to divide it by negative 1 over here as well. Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So 4 divided by negative 1 is a negative 4. If you notice, we followed the same exact process. We simplified, then we added or subtracted, then we multiplied or divided. Remember that key phrase, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. And last but not least, we are definitely going to check our work. So we said r was equal to a negative 4, so let's plug that back in. Negative 28 minus 3 times negative 4 is equal to negative 8 times negative 4 plus 6, negative 4 minus 4. Okay, so now let's work on simplifying this down. I'm going to start over here on the left. Negative 3 times negative 4 following my order of operations is going to be positive 12. Negative 28 plus 12 will be a negative 16. We'll see if the other side is equal to that as well. Okay, I can do this of one of two ways. I could either distribute that back out, or I could combine these terms following in parentheses as well. So we're going to go ahead and do parentheses. Negative 4, I'm going to add a line and change a sign. So I see that that is plus a negative 4. So negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. 6 times negative 8 is negative 48. Go ahead and do this one as well. Negative 8 times negative 4. And that is going to give me a positive 32. So 32 plus negative 48, I'm adding opposite sides, so I'm really subtracting. 48 minus 32 is 16, and it will be negative because the 48 has the greater absolute value. So I have negative 16 is equal to negative 16. So now you've seen two different example problems. Now I want to see if you can solve these on your own.